fun to watch, and that's who I'm watching for this match.
Well, here we are on the Rift already. This is our first game of the day, myself and Chris here. So plenty of energy, plenty of excitement. And, you know, these are two teams we've seen a fair amount, not as much as some. But we've seen a decent amount of Cardinal, especially in our first pop-up, actually. And then George Washington have been an absolute staple in the MAEC. And it looks like we're going for a level 1 invade.
Yeah, it looks like they are looking to put a little bit of deep coverage in that red side top. The jungle looks like we're going to get a ward right there on that red. It's going to cause that Rek'Sai to have to retreat and possibly be looking to start blue here.
Yeah, interesting. So, am I right in thinking this is the first time we've seen a Scion in the MAEC?
No, I think it's the first time we have actually seen a Rumble in MAEC. We have seen a Scion before. We have seen Scion jungle, but not Scion top.
Right. Okay,
So
maybe that's what's throwing me.
the one thing I will say, this Scion set matchup from a person that plays a lot of set, it's going to typically lean towards the set because he's going to be able to E that Scion back in through his Q, which can knock up. So he's going to get a lot of aggro put on him early and often, but looks like we are still going to see the Rek'Sai is going to be still starting that red. So we're going to have Cardinal knowing where their jungler is to start that game.
Right. And a Lucian in the mid, something we've seen quite a lot before. Not in this matchup, though, I don't believe. I must say, as a mid player myself, I've always been quite fond of these ADCs in the mid, the Ezreal or the Lucian in particular. It's a lot of fun. It's a very different dynamic. And it's fun to play around with for sure. Up top, set going in on the Scion. And yeah, I think that's going to be the story of this top matchup. Both sort of have similar effective ranges, but as you were saying, the set can get in that a little bit more effectively.
Yeah, the set's gonna have a fun time early against that Scion. This set just lets that Scion farm. The Scion's gonna be able to ult that set, and his ult is unstoppable. And so we might see that set struggle a little bit post 6. But pre 6, this should be set lane. Set should be winning this handily and possibly looking to freeze in the top lane. But he's not freezing right now and let the minions get in the tower. But it looks like the set is going to be going for some deep wards here in the top lane side.
Yeah, vision, obviously incredibly important in League of Legends. It is the difference between winning and losing so often. But I'm wondering, where do you think we're going to see first blood? Because I'm looking at all of these lanes, and I'm not seeing a huge amount of obvious kill potential unless this Thresh lands something nasty.
Yeah, so I would focus on the bottom lane if you're looking for something with first blood potential, because both the taunt from the Shen, the hook from the Thresh, both can set up kills. The Samir and the Jinx have a lot of early damage early on, so they'll be able to possibly snowball that damage from their support and get a early first blood.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, it's definitely the most volatile of the matchups right now. As mid, they both sort of have their own pokes and prods, but as ever, you know, in the mid lane, it really does require someone to make a misstep to get a kill to happen there.
Yep, and then like just taking a look at that top lane matchup, like we do see now the Scion's actually out leveling the set. The set did go on a little bit of adventure for that deep ward and did get behind on that XP, even though he is up on the farm.
Yeah. Absolutely. Rek'Sai and Rumble both being pretty not passive. They're farming. No, they're doing what they can. Rek'Sai currently looking for something here, maybe.
Yeah, Rek'Sai will have the tunnel up on there, so you should be able to dive in actually on that Lucian. So it looks like they're possibly waiting for an opening, but
yeah, this is a big moment.
Yeah, the longer that Rek'Sai sat there, the more farm he was going to get behind. And just as we said, in the bot lane, they are scrapping.
They really are, and, well, nothing much lands for now. Meanwhile, as we said, pre-6, this set was going to be having a good time, and so far that's held true. Around about 20 farm up. And the Lucian here, you can see quite confident up against the Diana here at this point in the game. And the Rek'Sai takes that focus, puts it on the bot lane.
Yeah, I feel like Rek'Sai actually stayed there just a little bit too long. He could have left maybe about 30 or 45 seconds ago. They were too under their tower for anything to come out of that. We would have probably saw a dead Rek'Sai there if he went in. So the they honestly, the time management there for the Rek'Sai was not the greatest, and possibly could have just used that time to maybe steal a camp or two or check out any camps that are still not taken by that Rumble.
Okay, and once again, Rek'Sai sort of has a look at maybe making a gank happen, but then backs away. There's going to be Lucian being as well as Diana, so even in the mid lane as ever. And this is one of the slowest openings to an MAEC game I think we've ever seen. Maybe the playoffs, the fact this is the Spring Summit is in their heads a little bit.
Yeah, this is a little bit slower than usual. We usually see First Blood around 3 to 4 minutes on average. I think the longest we've seen without a kill was about 14 minutes into game. But
Yeah.
we do have a nice slow start here. They are playing methodical, and I'm liking the way it looks. The one thing that I'm worried about is still that Sion in the top lane. He is losing a lot of farm there, and it looks like that set is trying to freeze him out.
Yeah, and rightly so, right? That's exactly what the set needs to be doing here, and retains a 24, 25 farm lead, actually. Thresh now does get the hook, but Jinx misses the skill shot. Still, the Shen goes in thinking they can out-trade here. Yeah, there is the flash, but it comes to nothing. Now Samira comes into the Jinx, who's continuing to put out damage. Thresh has to play bodyguard here and will, for the moment, keep the Rek'Sai at bay. That's another kill for the Jinx as Thresh tries to get away. Sion TP's in, but his set as well. Diana goes in, and oh, that's not ideal. The Lucian, oh, you're right to call it out. Huge damage, and Sion
gonna be a dead Sion there.
Away for the moment, but not for long. And you're right, it's a double kill for the set. Nothing happened for about 6 minutes, and then we got 6 kills in 30 seconds.
This is
What?
This is what we call the caster's curse. We're talking about methodical, slow-moving game, and then instantly, right there, 30 seconds later, we have 6 kills down. We have a dragon that was taken, and we just had all over anarchy in that bot lane. Starting with that Thresh hook, the Shin dash, the flash out, and just everybody wasted their teleports. We're going to be seeing no summoner spells basically across the board right now, with only 2 active summoner spells between all the champions, with the flash on the Samir and the flash on the Rumble. We burned everything there just to basically trade it all out.
Yeah, and obviously at 5-1 at a 3.6k gold lead, you're loving this for Blue.
Yeah, you are in heaven right now if you are Cardinal right now. Press that early advantage.
And let's see what they do with it. I feel like they should feel confident going into the next fights. They're all about like one small item ahead of their opponents. And ooh, Thresh just off the mark there. Would have been nice to land that, as the Jinx, with that added little bit of gold, has gone back, has purchased a pickaxe.
Oh, look at that
He's
Rek'Sai
ready to do
dive.
some damage. Oh, here it is, onto the Lucian, under the tower, that will be doing pretty substantial damage, actually, to the Diana. And if she had stuck around for one more shot, it would have been disaster. But no, the Rek'Sai and Diana do double up to get that kill. And, well, just as well, a dragon down, the amount of gold down they are as well, they need to be making these moves happen, and they need to get some pickoffs.
Yeah, so that Diana did take that turret aggro that almost led her getting taken down. That Rek'Sai, I believe, was about a second too late to aggro the turret there, but the Diana does have the shield and a lot of resources to get out, so she was able to escape with her life there while still picking up the kill. And then look at that top lane. Like, Set versus that Sion early, like I said, will typically favor the Set, but now we see we're in that mid-game-ish area. We're starting to get there, and that Sion is getting that tank to get through a lot of Set's early damage, even though Set is 2-0.
Chris, there's a dark seal on that Diana. I love it.
Love
it.
Now that Diana's super strong right now, so we'll see Diana going around the rift. Now the fact is, will we see the regret on that Dark Seal purchase?
Never.
We are coming to see it.
Look,
Feast
quite
or famine
frankly,
here.
make it a Magi's right now. I'm ready for it.
here comes the Thresh in the Lucian. Oh, that's a big hook.
It really is.
Shin's one shot. There it is.
Yeah, that's not a good look. No escape for the Shen. And it looks to be the lone casualty is, well, nothing really to follow up with down bot lane.
I will say I've bad talked all Threshes that we have seen at the MAEC, but that was an impressive hook here that led to a kill.
Okay, Rumble. Finally getting involved in the game. I feel has done pretty much nothing but farm so far, which is not a criticism. It's just, you know, it's the way that they've been playing it. Does go top, push the Sion back, and now going back to base is set. Still retaining all of that farm lead. 2 kills to 1 and a full 39 last hit advantage.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Like, you see the Sion actually was able to tank all that damage from the Rumble. The Rumble busted out his ult, flamethrower, and that Sion was just able to walk out scot-free. We're starting to get to the point where Sion's gonna just start having a lot of health, and it's gonna take a lot to burn through. And I'm just waiting for the team fight where we get a full Sion ult with the full charge, the knock up potential that he has. Because once you get knocked up by that Sion ult, we're gonna see that Q come through, and we're gonna see you knocked up higher in the air. So look for those Sion combos to start coming within the next 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, I actually think looking at the lineup on the side of George Washington, I think that the Diana has to be super impactful now, but then it's all going to be about the Samir. Because between the Shen, the Rek'Sai, and the Sion, they've got a lot of crowd control, and they're just lacking a little bit in terms of damage. So it's all going to be about the Samira's positioning, all about their damage maximization.
And look, we got Rift Herald popped out in the mid lane, going to get a little bit of tower damage on there. But just take a look. We have Cardinal all the way inside of George Washington's jungle. They're all there. Dragon is getting set up right now. Dragon should be coming up in the next 30-ish seconds. So we're going to see another team fight here. Yep, the giant hook from the Thresh.
Oh, there it is. Onto the
Absolutely brutal. And then take a look at the set. The set's able to dash in with the Stride Breaker, get the ult onto the Sion, deal extra damage.
Bang.
And as you said it, Rumble doesn't have an impact. Rumble was able to pick up a kill, and they're going to pick up a second dragon.
There we go. Beautiful start here for Cardinal, who go from strength to strength. It was a fight that was always in their favor. Not really much retaliation coming out from George Washington, and that is the second dragon, of course.
Yeah, it was an excellent hook from the Thresh here. We haven't seen a good Thresh in MAEC yet this season, and now I'm eating my words for all the Thresh backlash that I've said.
It's got to feel awkward as well. Like, I'm not saying the team should be flaming each other, but Diana and Samira here actually winning their matchups in terms of, well, kill for the Diana and then the last hits for the Samira, but yeah, they're going to struggle for a little bit here, and I just am not too sure what George Washington is supposed to do and who they're supposed to lean on here. Does the Rek'Sai need to get more involved? Do they need to be looking for pickoffs, or do you think they need to play this passive?
Yeah, at this point here, we're 8-2. We see about a 4K deficit. What I'd probably recommend is, yeah, get those pickoffs. The Sion's going to be pertinent into a nice team fight when you are looking for a pick, but look at that set. Set's going to Stride Breaker, get a bunch of damage in.
Yeah,
they need to look for picks here. Team fights are not their strong suit right now. They're way too behind to start a team fight. They need to get some picks, get some wards into their jungle, be able to maybe kill off that Lucian, get him 1-on-2 to possibly get back into this game. You need to get the gold onto their power players, the Diana, the Samir, because that Diana's still going to be able to one-shot people like the Lucian, like the Jinx.
Well, and I think it's important that they get some of this done before the next dragon is up, right? Because if they still can't team fight and they drop a third dragon, then we start to worry, because we're talking about Dragon Soul on the 4th. Yeah, so it's important to get on top of that early rather than later.
Yeah, because we're looking here. We're going to have another Rift Herald. It's going to be coming up in about a minute. So look possibly to another fight over there for that Rift Herald. We have another 5 minutes until Baron. That Rift Herald is going to be an important objective right now if I'm George Washington. And look at the dive.
Okay. Rek'Sai in the mid. Going to get the stun. Diana comes in, flash immediately from the Lucian as well as the dash. And they're going to be safe as houses.
they're gonna be able to get out here and just look at the damage that's in that bot lane tower. They were able to pick up a little bit of the tower place before they fell off, so that's a little bit extra gold in that bot lane. But yeah, look at that Jinx. The Jinx is alone. Possibly look to rotating bot right now, knowing that the Thresh may be there, but they probably could press a fight on a 3v2. I would take the risk to possibly take out that bot lane there, than to play a little bit of passively.
Well, at the moment, we are going to look towards that Rift Herald, and I think the Rumble's in a nice position for it. The set, as ahead as they are, I believe, is probably safe to leave lane as well. So we'll see. Rift Herald is back up. Set now getting some more harassing damage onto this Scion. And, well, goes for the flip.
Oh, that's a big flash by the
Continues.
set to stop the Scion charge.
Ooh, Rumble there, not quite in time, though. Does force the teleport from the Shen, but, well, I don't think that feels too bad for Cardinal.
Yeah, that was almost a 500 IQ play there. The set flashed right in front of the Scion. So when you're ulting a Scion, it's really hard to change directions. You're basically just a moving truck going 90 miles per hour. That flash in front of it stopped that Scion from moving. And if it wasn't for that Shin ult, we would have seen that Rumble dive that Scion, and we would have seen a dead Scion there. But that was a good burn of the flash to try to set up a play, but that Shin ult being up kind of ruined that for the side of Cardinal.
Yeah, didn't help, did it? And that's the second Rift Herald now going to Cardinal. They've taken every objective so far. We're going to be looking towards that dragon soon enough, and I'm just wondering what
the
George
Diana's able to
Washington
pull
will think.
back. Look at the massive damage from that Diana.
Yeah, it is absolutely huge onto the Jinx and
the
the
Rek'Sai
Thresh
with the
as well,
shutdown.
but the peel. Rek'Sai will manage to fly through and take out the Jinx, but now is probably a little bit scared of this Thresh.
Oh,
And indeed.
just not in range of the stride breaker for the set. Literally about 20 pixels away from grabbing that Rek'Sai, and that would have been a dead Rek'Sai there if that stride breaker was able to slow and connect. But this is probably looking like a free dragon here for Cardinal. We're looking at a 4v5, but they're still massively strong without that Jinx. But here, Jinx just respawned, and she'll probably be making her way towards the dragon pit right now.
Yeah, and then we're going to have a trouble for our red team.
But I will say this, if you take a look at the side of Cardinals, few of their players are a little bit below half health. Look at the set, look at the Rumble. But Thresh is going to get that hook in to possibly start the fight.
Onto the Rek'Sai. Yeah, no follow-up.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be just a little bit of game of chicken here around the Dragon Pit. This is looking like a GW Dragon to take, but they're going to pay by losing their mid tower, possibly a tier 2 tower here for that Dragon.
I think Jinx is going for the steal.
Yeah, no, Jinx is going to be a little too far away from that. They're going to lose 2 towers for that Dragon. And possibly a little bit of damage on that inhibitor tower if they're not able to take down the Rift Herald. Okay, they're able to kill it. But that's not a good trade on the side of George Washington here. They did pick up that dragon, give them that little extra tank because it's an Earth Soul, but losing 2 towers, giving the extra gold over to the side of Cardinal, that's going to hurt a little bit.
Absolutely. As we will see this mid push from the Smira and the Shen, now deflected by the Jinx. Coming in now, Lucian will land the slow, but no follow-up. Just a little bit too far.
Yeah, take a look. We're a minute away from Baron. If Cardinal's able to secure this early Baron, we might be seeing that mid tower and inhibitor going down, and possibly be seeing the game here. They actually have enough damage to possibly burn down these towers, depending on how they take this team fight here. So keep a look at the ward coverage near the Baron pit. If we take a look in that topside river, nothing but coverage for the side of Cardinal. We do have a few wards inside the topside jungle for GWU, but nothing inside of river, nothing inside of the Baron pit. If they wanted to take a sneaky Baron here at exactly 20 minutes, it's a possibility.
I would love to see it. I think it's the sort of bold play that we like in the MAEC.
Yeah, there's no coverage whatsoever. If I am GW right now, I would be looking to get something, a far sight possibly, that's up for the Samir inside of the Baron pit. But looks like the far sight was wasted. Yeah, the far sight's gonna be down for the Samir.
And now fighting up in the mid versus the Lucian and almost a Thresh as well. That could have gone wrong quite quickly, but as it stands, they all get to walk away with their lives, and well, that's something as we do look towards this Baron now. We have Cardinal setting up.
They were actually able to get a ward in that pit, but there was a pink there, so that ward really didn't do as much, but give them information that they're still around that Baron pit area. But it looks like we're probably going to be seeing a reset here for Cardinal, have them get some buys, get some more extra damage before they start this Baron fight. Oh, the flay by the Thresh.
Ooh, yeah, there it is. The hook itself was slightly off, but interesting. So we have the two top laners up top, and then all 8 other champions are here in and around this mid lane. Rek'Sai perhaps looking to go over to top or start the Baron. Bit of dewarding. I wonder if they now do try and go in on the set.
Oh, that was a miscue on by the Rek'Sai to get that extra vision. But look at that teleport coming out from that Lucian.
The flip comes out from the set, and yeah, as you're saying, Lucian is here, and that could well be an issue. Sion has to walk away.
Oh, that Samir is going to need to get out. They almost got collapsed on. But looks like we're just going to see the teams reset here. We're going to possibly see in that Rek'Sai getting that farm in the mid lane to possibly take that tower. But looks like we're going to see a rotation back down to the mid lane. Set's going to stay pushing out that top lane. And we almost saw a big team fight in topside river, but now we're just going to be basically seeing a reset here. Now, just looking at the side of Cardinal here, we got 2 Kraken Slayers by both the Jinx and the Lucian here. So that Sion, even though he does get tanky, is going to be taking that extra damage. We also could possibly see a Lord Dominic's coming out by either Jinx or Lucian, which will prove Sion to just be hurting with that extra percentage damage coming out because he has so much health. So I'm watching their builds right now. They're going to possibly be able to mow down this Sion very quickly. And it's going to be up to that Diana to nuke both of them as fast as possible to prevent that extra damage coming out.
Yeah, I think that is going to be the story. If the Diana can get into the backline, then things can be a little bit different. But does the Sion need to build differently to try and counter out these Krakens, or?
No, this is what Sion needs to build right now. He has to stay tanky. He needs to build as much tank as possible. Sion is the tank of the team. Even though Sion will get mowed down quickly with those Kraken Slayers, but he needs to stay in this fight as long as possible. And Diana's able to nuke the 2 ADCs, basically the mid laner and the Jinx, then we're looking at a Sion that's going to be able to possibly sit there and tank turrets and doing everything he's supposed to do.
Okay, we have a fight for the dragon. It's going to be George Washington that started up.
And look
now,
at the
trying to go in. Oh, so you're right, and the Shen as well as the Diana combo beautifully, but in the meantime, the Jinx is getting so much damage done. The Lucian still manages to stay alive. You can see the Thresher's being crucial here. That little bit of CEC. Now the set, a Quadra for the Jinx. And that is massive. Rek'Sai has to scamper away. It's a dragon for George Washington, but a bad team fight.
This is the second dragon that we've seen George Washington take that absolutely was not worth it. We see them lose 4. They're able to pick up the dragon, but we have a quadra kill coming out by the Jinx there. That's going to result into a Baron for Cardinal, and possibly looking at the game here, that extra Baron money, that Baron boost here. This is going to be a hard absolute climb for George Washington to come back. They possibly can get the steal here with Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai can climb over the wall and possibly smite it, but looks like they're gonna back off. Oh, that's gonna be a hook onto the, nope, the hook missed the Rek'Sai. Looks like Baron is gonna reset here, but the Shin with the massive misplay.
Just walks in. Okay, here comes the Rek'Sai, but
yeah, the smite was just a little bit too early. Rumble's able to smite the Baron. We're going to lose both the Shin and the Rek'Sai. This is absolutely looking dire for the side of George Washington here.
A disaster followed by a disaster, and yeah, they need to be, making inroads, but they're actually losing more ground. And at 15-4,
Yeah, that
you
was
start to lose hope a little bit.
Yeah, that was an absolute misplay on the side of that Shin. I wouldn't have went around anywhere near to that Baron pit. Shin does have his flash up, and he does have his teleport for his ult. I would have possibly looked at maybe flashing over to try to taunt them out to get the Rek'Sai to be able to possibly steal that Baron, but walking around in front of that pit when you know they're all there was not the smartest idea, and that snowballed into the Rek'Sai losing their life as well, and the Baron going over to Cardinal with no problem.
Yeah, and this next fight, I feel, is going to be all or nothing for George Washington. The comeback either starts here or it ends.
Yeah, if we do see possibly 3 go down, we're looking at possibly 2 inhibitors all going down for this side of George Washington here. So they need a team fight win.
Yeah, Baron buff push in the bot already. I mean, it's so tough, and you can see the swarm for Cardinal ready to collapse on anything, pushing down through both lanes now.
Yeah, this is like climbing Mount Everest right now if on the side of George Washington. They're going to need all that snow to fall off the mountain if they're going to be looking to come back here in the game.
Hook off the mark, but the push continues in this Baron buff. I mean, it just gives you so much firepower, so much tank with these minions. And it's going to be hard just to hold on. You can see, that's sort of what they're doing right now. They're able to clear the minions, but meanwhile, it's in bot lane. Meanwhile, there's always this fear that one hook and suddenly this turns into a seriously dangerous push. All you're doing right now is holding the line.
Yeah, this is going to be one hook to the finish, and look, the Thresh is able to get the hook onto the Rek'Sai, the Flay, the ults from the Lucian. This is going to be the game right here. This is just an impressive hook from the Thresh, but the Samir may be telling me to stop talking.
Yeah, does manage to get onto the Jinx. Now Thresh, though, with another hook onto the Samir, but it doesn't matter. Diana actually now getting the damage done, but now that the dust has settled a little bit as Sion is popped, and is going to get dropped for a second time. The Diana lives, but she's the only one that does.
Yeah, as I almost sung the praises of that Samir, the Samir was able to get her ult off, get the shutdown going onto the Jinx, but that was a little too late to actually be worth anything. The Diana's the only one up, but the one thing I will say about it is they did not lose any inhibitors. They only lost the inhibitor tower in the mid lane, so they still can recover. They get some gold onto the Samir, some gold onto the Diana, so just look at possibly they can inch their way back. Like I said, it's like they're climbing Mount Everest. It's possible.
But it's not easy.
Yeah, they just need everything to go their way here. And a third Mountain Drake will actually help them, but we have everyone up on the side of Cardinal here. So looking for Cardinal to possibly just take this dragon. They cannot team fight them here in the jungle. Look at that Stride Breaker.
The set gonna go in, stun onto 2, and the damage a little bit cleaner now for Cardinal than in the last fight, and the Jinx actually able to use her damage this time, not picked off so early. It's not just an ace, but it's an emphatic and quick and simple ace. And that should well be the game.
It's the ace, it's the dragon, it's the base, it's everything. It's a full-fledged 4-course meal for the side of Cardinal here. They're going to take this game here in emphatic fashion. It was an absolutely beautiful team fight taken there in the Dragon Pit that is going to result in them winning this game.
Yeah, there's nothing left to do but watch the turrets, and then indeed the Nexus fall. It is the first game going the way of Cardinal. We haven't seen them in a little while, but here in the Spring Summit, they are off to a flying start.
Yeah, that was an excellent excellent game out of Cardinal here. They had that mid game rolling. They got the start kills early and just absolutely continue to snowball that to the finish.
Well, we are going to be going to a small break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back in just a few.